everyone. Happy Thursday. Welcome to remote STEM class. It's Mr. Dowd here. Well, we're almost to it. We're almost to Friday. Then we have another week, and then a couple more days after that, and we're on vacation. Woo! So I'm going to continue on with my toothbrush holder, just as a reference. Remember, I'm going to try to make something that looks kind of like this. All right. I also want to kind of show you some other tools in here to give you more in-depth knowledge. So say I highlight this both and I want to group them. So that way, whatever I do to this thing, it'll always move with each other. All right. But one of the cool things you can do is if you see when you just click and drag, it just kind of changes. It doesn't really do it uniformly. Uniformly meaning whatever it does in the x-axis, it'll do accordingly in the y and the z. But if you click on the arrow and then hold down the shift button, you see whatever it does, it's doing to the other side. So I can't like go over here and do it. It'll always scale up all the same size. All right. So if you want something to be more unified or like go up to scale, I should say, hold down that shift button when you make it big. Because if I let go of that shift button and I click, you see how it just kind of goes all over the place? By holding down that shift, it'll always go in order. So I just want to show you that. Another thing is if you have them both highlighted, if they're not grouped, so right now I grouped them. If I ungroup them, there is this button that says align. It's also L button. When you click on that, these buttons all come around. All right. So right now it's aligned to here, 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 and those two. All right. So if I click here, it'll move. You see that like orange shaded part comes in? That shows that it'll switch to there. So I click that, it'll go there. If I want to go in the middle, sorry, let me click on that again. If it goes here, it goes to the middle and to the bottom again. So it'll move this bottom piece here, which is where it's at now, here, or up here. Okay. Same goes for the this piece here. If I'll put it in the middle, I can click that. If I want to put it on the right side, I can click that. All right, but I'm going to want to keep it here. All right, and then just click anywhere off the screen to stop aligning. Another thing you can do is when they're selected, it doesn't matter if they're grouped or not, you can still do it, is this mirror tool. All right, so it's Control M. So you click on that and these arrows pop up. All right, you see there's arrow on the x-axis, the y-axis, and the z-axis. All right, so if I click any of these arrows, you see those pop up, it'll flip it. So it'll mirror it on that side. So say on this arrow, say that there's a mirror right here. What's the other image? Ask Mrs. Bloomer, what's the image called? It's a mirror image, right? That means they're symmetrical. Same with this side. If I want to click it, obviously it can't go this way because it's already that way. Same thing with these. It just flips it this way to that way. And then up and down. So it'll flip this to the top, and then this edge will be at the top. And I can go back like that. So those are just kind of tools if you want to align it differently or anything. It doesn't really help me in this aspect unless, because I want to do this wall on this side too, right? However, it won't look so good. Because if I click it and mirror and press it, it disappears on that side. It just flips it. So I have to copy and then flip and then put it there, which is just the same as copying. All right, those are just some little other hints that I can tell you to make this life easier. Don't forget, I do have that PDF attached. It'll give you those lessons or those little quick shortcuts. It's these guys right here. This is attached to the, what date did I put that on? That was in today, so the 8th video. Okay. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. All right, guys. See ya.
making cheesy chicken quesadillas. Alright, so this is a boneless chicken. I'm just cutting it. I cut it up a little bit into little strips. And I put some seasoning in, like some Mexican seasoning or maybe taco type seasoning. This actually is called Southwest seasoning. And I'm cooking the chicken in the pan till it's done. Okay, so a quesadilla is gonna look like this, hopefully. And they're good for, I mean, I'd be fine with it for dinner, but a lot of people don't get filled up on it, so I guess it depends how much stuff you put in it. But it'd be good lunch too or snack. So once this is done, I'm going to lay out the quesadillas and I'm going to fill 1/2 of them with chicken and cheese, and then I'm going to fold it in half, which I will show you, and cook the quesadilla so it's flat. So I will show you that on the next. Okay, so the chicken is done, and this is one quesadilla, but I'm going to fold it in half and put it in this pan. Okay, I can only cook one at a time. So on 1/2 of the quesadilla, I'm going to put some cheese, some pepper jack cheese, and then I'm going to put some chicken on it. Oops, there you go. Oops, and then I'm going to put some, what else do I want to top with chicken and sprinkle with some more cheese. And then I'm going to fold it over and I'm going to put it in this pan and then into the oven, or onto the oven, on top of the stove. So I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so this is one quesadilla. I had it folded in half and I'm going to cook it. It's about 3 to 4 minutes. It's going to be brown on either side. And then I would have to do the other one. I have 2 actually, but I have to do them separately because of the size of the pan. All right, so you don't want to do it too long, 3 to 4 minutes. Everything inside, you just want like the cheese to melt and the for them to get brown. So in a few minutes, I'm going to flip it, check it maybe, and I'll show you what it looks like when I flip it. Can you hear my dog barking? All right, so I'm going to flip it to the other side and then show you what it looks like when it's golden brown. Okay, so I flipped it. Yes, my dog is still barking. I flipped it to the other side and see how brown it is? So it's going to continue to cook for a couple of minutes. And then when I take it off, I'm going to cut it in half. I'm going to cut it in half and you can use it as 2 separate sandwiches. Okay? And inside is all the cheese and the chicken. You could also do it with like steak, I would think, or hamburger even, or pork. I mean, whatever meat you wanted, and cheese. So yeah, so it's chicken cheese quesadilla, and then you could use hot sauce on it, or you could use some type of dipping sauce if you like to dip them in something spicy. All right, enjoy.
Hey Gators, welcome back to Language and Play. So we are still working on our Scene 1, Exposition. We're setting up our story, okay? And what I want to talk to you a little bit about today is when we're writing Scene 1, we want to build upon what the characters are doing, okay? There has to be a purpose. So when we look up here and we see all 4 of these events, we want to see dialogue leading from one event to the next event. So we know that Wally and Barry met in the park. We found out that Wally got fired from his job. Remember, he was a mac and cheese cook. Okay? Then Barry tries to brainstorm with Wally for a new job. All right? If it just stopped there, the play would be over. There'd be no reason to move on. We have to introduce more characters, and we have to introduce the conflict. All right? Barry and Wally meet a mother and son. So here is where we discover the conflict. Okay? So what we were at yesterday, we kind of talked about this. Stop panicking. There are plenty of things you are good at. Oh yeah? Name one. Well, you can do the best cannonball into a pool out of everyone I know. And then the mom and baby walk in. They walk by Wally and Barry in the park. This is what's called a stage direction. So I'm going to put that in parentheses. Okay? Stage directions go in parentheses so we know something's happening on stage. Wally, and see again, another stage direction. Smiles. It's an action. Ooh, what a cute baby. Mom, oh, thank you. But please don't touch him. He's very sick. Oh no, what's wrong with him? He has a rare disease, but also something that is too expensive to cure. Well, that doesn't sound right to me. Yeah, how can we help? Do you have $100,000? No, I don't even have $1. Don't worry, ma'am. With my brains and Wally's muscles, we can find a way to help you. Right there. That line, right, is designed to set up the conflict of our play. That's really what you're trying to do. You're trying to find a line or a sequence of lines to really highlight what your play is going to be about. All right, so in this scene, remember, our job was to introduce the characters, introduce the setting, and also introduce the conflict. So now I've done all 3 of those things. Then I added just a couple more lines in scene 1 before we're moving on to scene 2 next week. All right, so hopefully tomorrow you guys will be finishing scene 1, and then Monday we're going to be starting scene 2. All right, great job, Gators. Can't wait to see what you come up with.
Hi guys, today we're going to be making a Zentangle winter landscape. Zentangle is when you just create different kinds of patterns using line in different ways. Here are some examples, but you can do so many more. These are just some examples of Zentangle patterns. So hopefully you have a black pen. A Sharpie is good. I used a Sharpie marker, but if you don't have a Sharpie, you can just use a black pen or a black colored pencil or a black marker, or just a regular pencil. If that's all you have, it's fine. Okay, so you can either work in a landscape style, which is like a horizontal style, hold your paper horizontally like this, or you can work in a vertical style like this. It's up to you. This is the holding the paper the long way. So it's up to you if you want to hold it horizontally or vertically. I am going to make a new one right now using my paper in a vertical, holding it vertically. Okay? So what I'm going to ask you guys to do is make different sections. So here in the foreground, I have my tree and snowman in that section. Directly behind it, I have a little row of trees, and then some little short hills, and then some bigger mountains in the background. And I have a sun up there. So it's up to you what you do. We're going to try to make it look wintry. Okay, so you might want to include a snowman, or later on you can do a Zentangle pattern using snowflakes if you wish. Okay, but let's get started. So hopefully you have a paper in front of you and some kind of a pen, marker. Pencil's fine too. Okay, so I'm going to start off down at the bottom, and I'm just going to make a line to indicate that I have a little foreground here. Right about here, I'm going to do my snowman shape. So I have one section of my landscape. Next, I'm going to do another one here. Maybe add a little tree, pine tree. I can make it be a Christmas tree later. There. Maybe I'll do a row of trees in the background. Up to you what you want to put in your picture. We just want to make it look wintry. So you probably wouldn't have a tree that has a lot of leaves on it right now because, you know, winter. Those leaves disappear. So I have my little row of Christmas-like trees. Okay, some pine trees. Maybe I'll just do another section of some hills back here. And then way off in the distance in the background, I'll just do some larger mountains. And add my sun, maybe a little bit of cloud action here. Okay, so you're just creating a basic looking landscape of some kind, a winter landscape. And now this is where the Zentangle comes in. So if you want on another paper, you can create a bunch of different patterns and kind of decide like what kinds of Zentangle patterns you like to do. It can really be anything. This one I use the initial C because that's my first name starts with a C. So I made a bunch of C's, and all these other things are just different ways of using line and shape and creating a pattern. So I'm going to ask you guys to fill each section that you created, each segment, like here's 1, 2, these trees are a third one, 4 back here with that tree, and 5, this area with the snowman. So fill in each area with some kind of a Zentangle pattern, okay? I'm going to start here down at the bottom with 1, and maybe I just do a bunch of circles. You can change the size. I'm going to do some large ones, some medium ones, and maybe like some little dots to show like teeny little circles. So that can be my pattern. For my first pattern, I am just doing a bunch of circles. So you can start by filling in your first section that's in the foreground at the bottom with your first Zentangle pattern. You decide what it is. And then inside each section, I'd like you to change your pattern. Create a new Zentangle pattern for each area. Okay, so I'm done with my first section. Now I'm going to continue on using different Zentangle patterns. Again, if you want to practice making Zentangle patterns first on a separate piece of paper, you can do that so that you're ready to go when you're filling in your landscape. Okay, guys? Good luck with your Zentangle winter landscape.
Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Retro PE. I'm Miss Sweetie. Alright, we have another lower body stretch with me. We're going to first grab our legs and stretch our quadricep. And switch. your hamstring stretch, which is the back. Go down. Yeah, we're going to walk it to the middle and reach back. And walk it to the other leg. Good. Sumo wrestler. Let's stretch our rowing. Nice, we're going to turn sideways. We're going to stretch our calf muscle. At the same time, we're going to reach up. Keep your back leg straight. Stretch our abs as well. Switch. Again, stretch your calf, keep it straight, reach up and back. Again, we're going to go down to the floor. Again, we're going to keep our outer leg on the outside of our shoulder. I'm going to get it. Go down. Switch. Again, keeping the knee on the outside of our shoulder. Reach back, lean back, and grab our toes for again a hamstring stretch. Every toe and all your weight's kind of sitting back. And butterfly stretch, last one. We're going to use our elbows for this one. All right, guys. Thanks for stretching the lower body.
Okay, so it's Thursday stretch day. We did some good upper body workouts this week. So let's get another good stretch, right? Let's start off, hands behind your back. Remember, hold each stretch for 10 to 20 seconds. Your preference, I'll probably go about 10. Good. Let's go hands over your head. Let's lean to the side. Other side. Good. Let's go cross arm. Right arm across your body. A little bit of pressure. Feel that good stretch in your shoulders that you worked in yesterday. Switch. Left arm cross. Good. Just roll your neck out a little bit. Nice and easy. Okay. Nice and easy. Just get a little bit of pressure from the left side. Good, let's switch it, get it to the right side. Good, let's stretch that biceps tendon right in on your shoulder. Get some pressure up on your elbow. Good, switch. Good, now let's hit the triceps right here behind your head. Back, and stretch. Switch. And done. All right, good job. We'll see you tomorrow with a Friday workout and start off your weekend on a good note.
Thanks for watching Enrichment TV, Gators. Remember, work hard, be nice, and we'll see you tomorrow.